Welcome, Tomb Raiders! We're diving deep into the secrets behind Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, the film that brought the iconic adventurer to life. You might think you know the full story, but did you know another major star almost donned Lara's signature gear? And what about the extreme lengths Angelina Jolie went to for her role, leading to real-life injuries like a dislocated shoulder? Plus, the studio's surprising demand for accuracy, even providing Jolie with a padded bra to match the game's proportions, will shock you. Stay tuned because the most intriguing details are yet to be revealed. Number 1. Jon Voight played Dad on screen and off. The casting of Jon Voight as Lord Richard Croft, father to his real-life daughter Angelina Jolie's Lara, was a stroke of meta-genius. At the time, their personal relationship was famously strained, adding a layer of genuine, unspoken poignancy to their on-screen interactions. Every shared glance and line of dialogue carried the weight of their real-world history, creating a dynamic far more complex than the script alone could provide. This decision turned what could have been a standard hero and mentor relationship into a fascinating case of art imitating life, leaving audiences to wonder just how much of the on-screen emotion was truly acting. Number 2. The role almost went to another leading lady. It's hard to imagine anyone else in the role, but Angelina Jolie was far from the only actress considered to bring Lara Croft to life. The shortlist was a who's who of late 90s stardom, including Catherine Zeta-Jones, Sandra Bullock, and Denise Richards. Each would have brought a completely different energy to the character. Could you picture Bullock's girl-next-door charm or Zeta-Jones's smoldering intensity in the role? While Jolie ultimately embodied the perfect blend of aristocratic grace and fierce athleticism, it's a fun what-if to consider how the franchise might have looked with a different leading lady. Number 3. Jolie's training was more intense than a final boss. To convincingly portray the battle-hardened archaeologist, Angelina Jolie threw herself into an incredibly demanding training regimen that went far beyond typical film preparation. Her daily schedule was packed with a diverse array of disciplines, including bungee ballet for aerial stunts, kickboxing for combat scenes, and yoga for flexibility and focus. She also became proficient in handling firearms. This dedication wasn't without its price. Jolie suffered several injuries, including a dislocated shoulder, proving her commitment was as real as the bruises. It's a testament to her dedication, but also a reminder of the physical toll an action role can take. Number 4. A future 007 was her American rival. In a fun twist of fate, the role of Lara's American rival, Alex West, was played by none other than Daniel Craig, the man who would later become the definitive James Bond for a generation. Watching the film now, it's almost comical to see the quintessentially British actor sporting a somewhat questionable American accent and playing second fiddle to another action hero. It was one of his first major Hollywood roles, and little did audiences know they were watching a future 007 get his start in the world of international espionage and artifact hunting, albeit on the wrong side of the pond. Number 5. The box office was officially Tomb Raided. When Tomb Raider hit theaters, it didn't just make a splash, it created a tidal wave. The film shattered box office expectations, securing the biggest opening weekend ever for a movie with a female lead at that time. It raked in an impressive $47.7 million in its first few days, proving that a female-fronted action franchise could be a massive commercial powerhouse. This success challenged long-held Hollywood conventions and helped pave the way for future female-led blockbusters. It was a significant moment, though one has to ask how much has truly changed in the 2 decades since. Number 6. The film made a Cambodian temple world famous. The filmmakers secured permission to shoot at the breathtaking Ta Prohm Temple in Cambodia, a location that had been largely untouched by major film crews for decades. This decision lent an unparalleled sense of authenticity and grandeur to the film's visuals. The temple, with its iconic ancient trees strangling the stone ruins, became so synonymous with the movie that it's now affectionately known as the Tomb Raider Temple by locals and tourists alike. The film's presence put the location on the global map, creating a massive tourism boom that continues to this day. Number 7. The studio insisted on a padded performance. In the quest for perfect character accuracy, no detail was overlooked, not even the physics-defying proportions of the original video game heroine. To better match Lara Croft's famously ample bust, the costume department outfitted Angelina Jolie, a natural 36C, with a custom padded bra to achieve a 36D. It's a somewhat humorous example of Hollywood's meticulous and occasionally absurd dedication to source material. While Jolie brought the character's spirit to life through her performance, the studio was apparently just as concerned with her silhouette, a curious priority for a character known for her intellect and strength. Number 8. Jolie performed her own bungee ballet. True to her fearless reputation, Angelina Jolie was not content to let a stunt double have all the fun. She insisted on performing many of her own stunts, bringing a raw and believable physicality to Lara's action sequences. The most notable of these was the incredible bungee ballet scene, where she gracefully fought off intruders while suspended from elastic cords in her mansion. This commitment meant the audience was watching Jolie herself in the heart of the action, adding a layer of authenticity and danger that CGI or doubles simply can't replicate. Number 9. The butler gag was an inside joke for gamers. The film contains a brilliant inside joke for fans of the original video games. In a comedic moment, Lara's butler Hillary uses a silver serving tray to shield himself from debris. This is a clever and subtle nod to a beloved fan pastime from the games, trapping the slow-moving butler Winston in the walk-in freezer of Croft Manor. It was a small detail, but it showed that the filmmakers were not only aware of the source material, but also the quirky fan culture that surrounded it, creating a fun Easter egg for longtime players. Number 10. The director's dog snagged a cameo. Keep your eyes peeled for a very subtle, four-legged cameo. Director Simon West managed to sneak his own Jack Russell Terrier into a brief scene in the movie. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, a fun little signature from the man at the helm. This kind of personal touch is a time-honored tradition for some directors, like Alfred Hitchcock's famous walk-on roles. It adds a charming, personal stamp to the massive Hollywood production and gives eagle-eyed viewers a fun tidbit to look for on repeat viewings. Number 11. The movie that finally broke the video game curse. In an era when video game movies were almost universally critical and commercial failures, Tomb Raider bucked the trend in a big way. Produced on a substantial budget of $115 million, the film went on to gross a staggering $274 million worldwide. This massive return on investment not only made it a huge financial success, but also crowned it the highest-grossing video game adaptation of its time. It proved to studios that there was a massive, untapped audience for these films if they were handled with a blockbuster sensibility, arguably breaking the video game movie curse. Number 12. The villain was a Shakespearean stage veteran. The role of the sinister Illuminati member Manfred Powell was filled by Ian Glenn, an actor best known for his distinguished career on the British stage performing Shakespeare. The choice adds a certain gravitas to the villain, as Glenn brings a classical intensity to a role that could have been a one-dimensional baddie. It's a delightful contrast to see an actor trained in the works of the Bard chewing the scenery in a high-octane action flick, proving that a well-trained actor can elevate any material, even a plot about a magic space triangle. Number 13. Her signature pistols were Heckler and Coke. More than just props, Lara Croft's pair of Heckler and Coke USP match pistols are an extension of her character. Just as Indiana Jones has his whip, Lara has her dual-wielded handguns. The film solidified this imagery in the minds of the movie-going public, making the silhouette of a woman with two pistols instantly recognizable as Lara Croft. The specific choice of firearm was a direct lift from the games, and their constant presence in the film's action sequences made them as iconic as the character herself, becoming a key part of her powerful and enduring image. Number 14. Croft Manor was a real English stately home. The stunning and stately Croft Manor is not a set, but a very real place. The exterior shots were filmed at Hatfield House, a magnificent Jacobean country house in Hertfordshire, England, with a rich history dating back to 1611. This historic location has been a popular filming spot for decades, also appearing in films like Batman 1989 and The Favourite. Using a real historic manor with centuries of its own stories lent a sense of weight, history, and authenticity to Lara's ancestral home that would have been impossible to replicate on a soundstage. Number 15. The soundtrack was powered by a U2 anthem. The film's pulse-pounding and atmospheric score was crafted by Graham Revell, a Grammy-winning composer known for his dark and industrial-tinged work on films like The Crow and Sin City. His score for Tomb Raider blended orchestral themes with electronic elements, perfectly capturing the mix of ancient mystery and modern action. The soundtrack was further bolstered by a hit song from U2, Elevation, which was featured prominently in the film and its marketing, helping to create an auditory landscape as memorable as the film's visuals. Number 16. A prequel film was almost made. After the success of the first two films, there were serious discussions about a third installment starring Angelina Jolie. However, the plan was not to continue Lara's story, but to go back in time with a prequel. The idea was to explore the adventures of a younger, less experienced Lara, potentially showing her very first tomb raiding expedition. While Jolie ultimately declined to return to the role, it's intriguing to think about what a story about a fledgling Lara Croft might have looked like. Number 17. The film's success created a gaming boom. The relationship between the film and the video games was a two-way street. Not only was the movie's success built on the foundation of the popular game series, but its release created a massive surge in popularity for the franchise as a whole. The global marketing and box office success of the film introduced Lara Croft to a whole new audience, driving a significant increase in video game sales. It was a perfect example of a successful transmedia synergy, where the movie fueled interest in the games and vice versa. Number 18. The robot fight was a last-minute addition. The explosive opening scene, where Lara engages in a deadly training exercise against a giant combat robot named Simon, was not part of the original plan. The sequence was conceived and added late in production because the studio felt the film needed to kick off with a massive, high-impact action set piece to immediately grab the audience's attention. While it has little to do with the main plot, the fight perfectly establishes Lara's skills, wealth, and unflappable coolness under pressure, setting the tone for the adventure to come. Number 19. The editor was borrowed from The Matrix. The slick, stylish, and gravity-defying action sequences in Tomb Raider might feel familiar for a reason. The film was edited by Glenn Scantlebury, who was fresh off his work on the revolutionary 1999 film The Matrix. His influence is clear in the film's visual language, which is filled with slow-motion gunplay, acrobatic wirework, and intricately choreographed combat. The Matrix changed the game for action movies, and Tomb Raider was one of the first blockbusters to heavily adopt its groundbreaking aesthetic. Number 20. The sequel was greenlit before the dust settled. Hollywood rarely waits when it smells like a hit, and the massive success of Tomb Raider meant a sequel was a foregone conclusion. Paramount Pictures moved quickly, and Lara Croft, Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life was put into production, releasing just 2 years later in 2003. While the sequel was also a financial success, it didn't quite capture the same box office magic as the original. This often leads to a fun debate among fans. Which of the Angelina Jolie-led films is the superior adventure? And there you have it, Tomb Raiders. From behind-the-scenes family dynamics to the surprising lengths taken for accuracy, Lara Croft Tomb Raider was more than just an action film. It was a cinematic event that truly broke the video game movie curse. What was your favorite revelation? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite films.